What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we're back for another episode of Pose. Season 3, episode 4, Take Me to Church. So basically, listen, I just chalked it up and just realized that I'm gonna be crying each and every episode, okay? And I'm damn sure gonna be crying on the episode when it's the season finale, bitch. We got 3 more episodes, and then next week look like next week just look like it's really gonna take me down because I don't know what's gonna happen between Poppy and Angel, okay? You know what I'm saying? Electra, she finna be money laundering for the mob, bitch. Like, girl, first of fucking all, did I miss something? Girl, we know Electra was up in the business game like this until last week when she almost got arrested, bitch, okay? And now she really into it. Girl, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Either way, I'm not gonna question it because it is what it is at this point. But baby, Electra done came the fuck up on next week's episode. But let's just get into this episode. The first 5 minutes, Ashley was up in here crying. Okay, I'm gonna admit that. You know what I'm saying? I never cried so much watching a show in my goddamn life. All right, then y'all know. Then I'll be showing emotions like, girl, I'm hard. Okay, I'll be doing all that stuff. But this show just taking me there. All right, give me a break. Okay, give me a break. So we get into the episode, and it starts off with Pray Tell just laying down in the bed, and he keeps having night sweats. So I'm thinking at first that he was having nightmares, and then the first time, I don't know if he sweat through his boxers or if he pissed the bed, because I was a little confused, all right, because then he had to get up, it was wet on the bed. So I'm not going to say that he peed on himself. I'm just going to say because he was having a night sweats, he was sweating everywhere profusely. And so he changed the sheets on his bed at least twice or 3 times, I believe. You know what I'm saying? And while he was the last time when he woke up, he was looking at something on, it was like 2:25, or next thing you know, he woke up at 4 something, and then when that happened, he saw a lump or something right here on his shoulder. I'm sitting here like, what is that? I got real concerned, and people was saying before the season came out, and by looking at the trailer, the synopsis and stuff, that they might take RG out of here. You know what I'm saying? And if that happens, I'm gonna be really upset, and I'm gonna be really heartbroken, because Pray Tell was a vital part of this show and a vital part of the friend group too. Outside of Blanca, it was Pray Tell. You know what I'm saying? But they go to the hospital. Blanca is there with Judy. She patching him up or whatever. The doctor comes in and says, can I talk to you by yourself? He was like, this my family. And basically tell him that the lump, they had to go get it biopsy. And Judy was trying to tell him, usually we see these lumps or whatever, swollen lymph nodes and stuff dealing with AIDS, and it's just a symptom, nothing more. It could be nothing more than that. Okay, so just got to see what the doctor has to say. Doctor come up in there and said, just as we thought or we figured this would be, is lymphoma. Okay, AIDS related lymphoma. I said, oh my God, not the cancer. Oh, I said, not Pray Tell. Why y'all gotta do this? Why? Okay, and then it was like, there is basically nothing that we can do, okay, for you. And, because of the fact that you have AIDS and as far along in the AIDS process that you have, girl, I'm just sitting here like, what? And he was like, what about chemo? It was like, the chemo could kill the cancer and probably would kill the cancer if it was in somebody that didn't already have a debilitating disease that they didn't really know much about, like AIDS back then. Okay, so basically the chemo will kill him. I said, oh my goodness. So he said, how long ago, doc? What's the prognosis? To give you like 6 months. I said, 6 goddamn months. Y'all not gonna do this to me each and every episode. What is going on? Y'all not gonna hit me in my heart. Okay, and so he go over there and he talking to Blanca and Judy, and of course they're mad. They're like, we're not finna listen to this doctor. We're finna get a second opinion. Who is him to say this? And of course Judy, she's been in the AIDS ward, and being a nurse, was like, I seen this all the time or whatever. That don't mean that and all this stuff. Since when does this mean? it's different with everybody else, and people, they just in denial, and it's an honest reaction, and it's understandable. And Pray Tell is literally zoning out, and he do come to and basically was just saying how he needs to um go back and visit other people and forgive them and go back to his roots and stuff like that, because he forgives everybody else and say his sorries and stuff like that to people before, the time is over and he don't have time to do so. So this means that he's going to go back home. He goes back home to his family in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay. And baby, this episode was chock full of appearances, okay? Guest star appearances. He owned a Greyhound bus. His mama is played by Dee from Wayne Brothers, okay? Or the mama off of Craig mama off of Friday. What's her name? Marie Hartsford or something like that. I loved it. Okay, I said perfect casting. I could see it. You know what I'm saying? She come out there, and then she was like, the aunties finna come over and all this stuff. Who is the aunties being played by? Jack A. Harry and Janet Hubert, aka the original Viv. I said, yes, I love it. You know what I'm saying? They got Jack A. playing the cool auntie, the one that's very understanding, that's gonna have your back. And then you got Janet Hubert, she's playing the auntie that's the choir director, and she's been the choir director ever since Pray Tell been young. Oh my God. And she all up into the church just like the mama, okay? Listen, we found out that Pray Tell's name is Prayful. Now, as soon as I heard that name, I knew exactly what we was in for. Okay, I knew exactly what we was in for, and y'all already know how I feel about some things that go on in the church, and why I would never feel inclined to actually join the church. Like Pray Tell said, I got God in me. Okay, I know God. I read my Bible and all that stuff, and because of the experiences that I had being in Jehovah's, it's just. But we gonna try to take it out, okay? And then when it comes to the gay shit, oh, hell no. I was just sitting here like, and no disrespect to any of my church going people, whatever. I'm not trying to disrespect. It's just that I'm trying to understand, like, a lot of stuff, I like to use my own common sense, and I like to analyze shit. And then stuff don't make sense to me, I'm going to call it out. It just don't make sense to me, okay? And it's basically what it is. Some things just don't make sense to me, and, moving on from that. So he's sitting there, and they kikiing and everything. And mama cooking some fried fish, catfish. I said, oh, put that catfish back up in there. Look like you need to be, give it a couple of more minutes. Or baby, give it a minute on each side, because I wanted a little bit more crunchy. It didn't look like it was crunchy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had fried food in a while, but I just know that needs to be a little bit crunchier. Okay. And at this point, Pray Tell proceeds to tell them about the fact that, he is sick. Okay. She do let the last time that he's been there, I guess it was when, or had all of them together like that, was when he told them that, he was gay. And of course you saw how the mama looked, because, she's a church going woman and she's living her life by the church. And, we also find out that the pastor of the church that they went to is named Vernon Jackson. And the way Pray Tell looked like, what? Vernon Jackson? And then, the mama was basically like, yeah, God saves, and he got over that stuff that happened, back in his past or whatever. He's a God-fearing man. He did wonder for the church and stuff like that. So I'm like, what's T for Pray Tell? Because the way he said it, I was like, what's going on, Pray Tell? Do tell, bitch. And at this point, he winds up telling the family about the fact that he has AIDS. And, he said that he's been living with it for the past 6 years, and he did not want to tell anybody until it got serious. And now it's serious because of the lymphoma that he has. And of course, you got mama who can't deal with the news, so she gets up and leaves. You got Jack A, who is the only aunt that's really being there for him and gives him the hug and respect that he needs. All he's asking for is love. And of course, you still got judgmental auntie Janet, who, still saying the stuff that she's saying, but trying to say like she still love him and all that stuff or whatever. That's when he found out about Vernon, okay? And then, we found out that Vernon and got married. Okay, so Janet had to go to the choir, okay, to do choir rehearsal. Pray Tell winds up showing up too. And we got Lettucey up there singing. I said, bitch, Lettucey. All right, come on, Grammy fucking winner, Lettucey. Girl, I still feel the type of way that you cut your locks, but you know, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. And I'm gonna let you cook. You know, she up there singing. And baby, when I tell you, I will give y'all this, okay? One thing about the church, from what I've noticed, and I don't even listen to church songs, but when I catch glimpses and clips of church music or whatever, when y'all are singing that shit live, no, I don't want to call it shit because it's not shit. When y'all are singing that music live in the choirs, some of the best singers come from the church. I'm just gonna put it like that. I'm just gonna put it like that because baby, that was so stirring. That's that. If I ever do go to a church, if I could just go to a church and just listen to them sing all day, like throw me a church concert, I will probably go. Okay, I don't need to hear the preaching or whatever. I already got my own belief, but just let me hear the sing, and that'd be enough to make me go, whew, you know what I'm saying? Because baby, I get chills. I do get chills. I will admit that. And the way Lettucey was singing, and when that guy that was on the piano started coming in, I said, babe, B, you better freaking do that, okay? You better freaking do that, you know? And then Vernon comes sit his ass in the back, and I said, who is him? Baby, that's, go back to Scandal. That's Bill Cosby looking like, a.k.a. the one that Olivia Pope dumped, okay, for fits, bitch. I said, So you, Olivia Pope, did dump your ass and you didn't turn gay? Is that what it is? Girl, I'm just playing. Come to find out, he the new pastor, right? Or he been the pastor for a minute. He got a little story past too, okay? With Pray Tell. Him and Pray Tell was lovers when they was back in the day. We go back and we see them, you know, in the choir and all that stuff. Pray Tell used to sing, or I should say Prayful. Prayful used to sing up in the choir, and of course he stole the spotlight. His voice was everything. You know, we see Vernon, his auntie Janet, you know, was always the choir director. You know, him and Vernon, they want to go out afterwards, and they talking about, oh, I just love it when you sing, you know what I'm saying? You just look so happy when you sing and everything. Bitch, I want somebody to tell me some shit like that. Tell me some good shit like that too. Okay? Like he was all up in him and everything, and then they kissed. I said, not in the church. Let me tell you something. As much stuff as I talk about the church, I would never disrespect that bitch like that. I would never, see, take it back. I would never disrespect it. But listen, let me tell you the most disrespectful thing that I seen in the church, okay? And I know this stuff happened, but I didn't need to see it. I just felt that went a little bit too far on Hit the Floor. I think it was the reboot when they brought it to VH1, when they was up in there having sex in the pews, okay, or having sex either in the pews or in the confessional. I was not here for that. I said that is wrong, okay, that is wrong. Regardless of how I feel, that was wrong. But them two was up there kissing or whatever, and of course Auntie called them, you know, and they had to hurry up and stroke back. You know, we get back to the present, and we find out that Vernon and got married to he married, got kids, 3 kids, okay? And he done married Ebony, who was Pray Tell's best friend in high school, okay? Growing up in school and everything. And he was confused, okay? Pray Tell just like, so how you get Ebony? And Ebony, of all people, like Ebony know all our details. Like I told her every single detail about me and you being together, and she still want to be with your ass. Like what is going on? He like, I'm a changed man. You know what I'm saying? I used to be gay. It's my choice to do this. I said, see, this is harmful rhetoric, okay? Because you got people already out here that want to say being gay is a choice, okay? Like Pray Tell was saying, if being gay is a choice, why would we want that harm? Why would we want that judgment and all that stuff? Why would we choose that lifestyle? We will suppress that shit. What you are doing is suppressing the hell out of it, and you are making that lady your beard. If you are not already going behind her back and fucking around. And I feel like that's what he was doing, okay? Because Mama revealed some stuff to Pray Tell later on in the episode. Pray Tell looking like that is some trifling shit, bitch. He talked about something, what you need to do. You need to get down on your knees and you need to pray and, you know, come to God. He said, listen, I get down on my knees all the goddamn time. That's probably why I'm up in the situation that I'm into now, okay? But bitch, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? You need to tell the truth to your wife, okay? Because what you doing more. And people like that. I don't like that DL shit, okay? And that's what give gay men this stigma that they be messing up homes and stuff like that. And part of the reason why men have to be DL, or even women have to be DL, is the church. It's the church, okay? And societal views, especially if they come from a church background, they care so much about what the church had to say and or what they people have to say, and so therefore they want to suppress that, and then they out here doing all this shit on the low. And that, even if you're gonna do shit on the low, what is wrong with having protection? I don't understand that part, but that's why we have DL people, because of the fear of what people may judge in their families and society and church and all this stuff. Pray tell come back home and mama up there highlighting all up in the Bible, okay? I said, girl, all right, trying to make it seem like she busy and she don't see that boy. And they get into this big, deep conversation to get down to the crux of why Pray Tell is the way that he is and where he's coming from. Like, he wants to forgive his mother for putting him in a situation, or not necessarily putting him in a situation, allowing a situation to continue. Okay, he basically said the reason why I'm the way I am is because you let the church do this to me. You know what I'm saying? You chose the church over your own child. You chose a man, his stepfather, over your own child. Okay, you saw the abuse that was happening between me and that man. That man was sexually abusing him. Okay, and you knew, and you still chose him. Okay, you didn't stop it. You didn't acknowledge it. He was like, once he found out, he stopped it, right? Didn't it? And she was just like, why don't we just let the past be the past? No, we can't let the past be the past. Okay, that's why all that childhood trauma comes up and it affects how we live as adults. Okay, mama issues, daddy issues, sexual assault, molestation, rape, all that stuff, it comes up. Okay, and it messes with people. It builds them. It either makes them stronger or it debilitates them. You know what I'm saying? It takes nothing to trigger. And mama, being so into the church, she don't want to hear what Pray Tell is trying to say. You was afraid of losing the church. Okay, that's what it was. I told you everything that was going on. You didn't stand up for me. You chose that man. Okay, she even said I needed a man to be in the house with me after your father died. I know he won shit, but I still needed a man. And he said basically you did all that stuff because you didn't, for an image. Okay, for an image. It reminds me of that episode of Ayanla, the lady that was like, you sold your soul, when Ayanla was like, you sold your soul for a hat in a parking space at the church or some shit like that. That's what it was. That's what it felt like, and stories like this, I'm so glad I didn't have to live through something like that, but I know there are many other people who have situations like this, even when it's not the church being involved, that have had parents who knew something was going on with their child and their spouse, any type of abuse, and they allowed it to happen. And I have no respect for anybody who choose a spouse or a person, a sexual partner or whatever over their children and don't listen to them when they are telling them they are being hurt. I have no respect for that. Okay. And I feel bad for Pray Tell in that moment. Okay. He had every right to snap off or whatever. And Vernon had asked him to come over there to the house with Ebony for dinner. I said I wouldn't do it, but bitch, I need answers. My nosy ass bitch. I need to understand how you got with this man after you know how we used to fuck. Okay, you know his tea, and bitch, I know your tea. I said Ebony got to be a lesbian or something. She got, and that's the only way that I can understand it. I understand. There's some women that like bisexual men. They don't care about that. But Vernon is not bisexual. Vernon is a gay. Okay, that is the total difference. Now I could see if he came out as bisexual and he known as a history of having women or whatever. They didn't put that out there. Pray Tell put it out there, leading us to believe that he is 100% gay. Okay, and he is just back in the closet. That's what it is. We got the kids sitting there reciting verses. They got a little baby. They got a little girl that look like she's 5 years old or whatever. Then we got an older son. Okay, he looked like he could be like 10 years old. And I'm gonna go by that timeline because of what Ebony said. They up there having a good time or whatever. Pray Tell look a little uncomfortable, but he's going along with it. Vernon get called to a sister's house, one of his parishioners' house, because she's passing away. Sister Williams, I believe. And Ebony is left in the kitchen and Pray Tell helping or whatever. So they get into a conversation like, your children so good about knowing these Bible verses or whatever, but my kids, all they know how to do was recite some Janet Jackson and some Whitney Houston or whatever. She was like, girl, don't get me started. I know that stuff too, bitch. He was like, yes, I remember you was a cheerleader and all that shit, prom queen. But bitch, how the fuck you get with Vernon? Okay, you know his tea, bitch. He was like, listen, Vernon is a good man, okay? And he is doing great things, and I believe in that. And therefore, I'm going to stand by his side. I said that ain't enough for me, okay? That really don't answer the question. You giving me qualities about Vernon, but what made you go with him? Like, cause some of y'all women will say that y'all do not want to be with a man if y'all know that they've been with a man. So I'm like, is it open thinking? Is she's being open minded, or is she just being dumb and she got secrets of her own self? Okay, because I was like, I was leading to the fact that I feel like she probably an undercover lesbian herself, because I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And then she trying to get, pray tell, she was like, listen, you see the last baby that we had? The last baby that we had is 5 years in between that. You know what I'm saying? It took 5 years. In between that time before we had the baby, he hadn't touched me. Okay, we haven't had sex, so I need your help. He said, bitch, I know you not, because you've been with him. And Pray Tell said, I know you're not trying to get me to get you some tips on how to please your man sexually. Bitch, get him a nigga. That's what you need to do. I said, he can't help you. I was like, I don't understand why you playing beard to this man like you see what it is. How do you stay in a sexless relationship? And I know sex ain't everything, but sex is part of a relationship, and you have to have that. You have to have that, especially if you're in a heterosexual relationship and you believe in that, be fruitful and multiply, you know what the Bible says, you know what I'm saying? And how do you just sit there and be in a relationship and suppress your needs? Okay, everybody needs to be pleasured and fulfilled and stuff like that, and you literally willingly being in a relationship for 5 fucking years plus, ain't no telling how long it took to get to, girl, it just wouldn't be me. Okay, it wouldn't be me, and I couldn't fake being with somebody that I'm not. I just couldn't. Okay, and Pray Tell was blown away by that shit, okay? Pray Tell couldn't understand what it is, all right? Like, I'm not finna tell you all this shit, bitch, okay? They get into it. They talking about God and the white Jesus on the wall, and, you know, the crucifix is telling us about our sins, and, you know, that our sin, what we go through, we have to go through the pain to get through this and all this stuff. Girl, her reasoning just didn't make sense to me. I was just like, girl, stop it, okay? Stop it. Then Vernon comes home, okay, while Pray Tell was out there smoking a cigarette, talking about something, let's go walk. Okay, let's go walk. The sister passed away, you know, she passed away peacefully, but let's go walk and talk. They go to a park where they used to frequent when they were younger, okay, and Vernon made sure to let us know they used to do some things up in that park. I said, ooh, violation, okay. And I said, Vernon, I see exactly where this is headed. You put on that front while you was in the church. I'm all about my wife and all this stuff or whatever. Now you seeing you what awoken something in me. Okay, it has awakened something in me. All right. And you know, I just want to be with you. He was like, first of all, I only got 6 months, okay? I don't care. And he said, bitch, I'm not gonna be the one and the reason why you leave your wife and your kids. He was like, don't worry about that. That's on me. And you right, I should have went with you or whatever. You the only person that I ever really loved, and I still love you and all that stuff. And I'm just sitting here like, Pray Tell, don't fall for that bullshit. And I'm so glad he didn't get his hopes up, okay? They did kiss though. I said, ooh, Jello pudding. What the hell is going on? I said, your wife is right up in there, okay? Damn, that's nasty, okay? Not them kissing. It's the fact that he cheating. I don't like that. I don't like that, bringing that lady up in there, but she a willing participant because she know her man gay. Anyway, moving on from that, Pray Tell come home and we see Mama on the bed looking at Sanford and Son eating some chocolate when she knows she ain't supposed to. When they was sitting at the table, when Pray Tell was about to tell them what was going on, they was like, "You got the sugars?" I just love when us black folks call diabetes sugars. I don't. It's a serious disease, okay? But yeah, we just saying it. It kind of lessens the effect of it. You know, the harshness of it. You got the sugars, okay? But you know, she was like, cause she already told him, I hope you ain't go over there to Vernon House and start no trouble. He said, listen, it's a whole bunch of mess that's already happening up in Vernon House. I didn't have to start nothing, okay? And it was like, you know what's so funny is about y'all people always trying to make y'all, you know, live lives and all this stuff as if nobody already know the truth about what's going on, okay? Living lies and all this. And the mama was like, it's more peaceful to live with than to face the truth or whatever. And it was like, you know, we up here lying and stuff. Why not just be honest with shit? You know what I'm saying? Just come on out and be fucking honest and real with it. You know, and at this point, things kind of turned. We saw with the mom, and unfortunately this almost was kind of unrealistic, but in a way it could be. I guess she kind of softened up because she realized that her son really is, you know, about to might be going away forever, you know what I'm saying, passing away. So that's probably why her heart softened and she finally let her guard down and admitted that she was wrong, because he came at her. He came at her like, you know, you have to admit that that's all that I want you to do, to admit what's going on, okay? Your church is the reason why I left. You allowed them to toss me out. You allowed that man to do what he did to me, okay? And so she was like, you know, I know. I know what he was doing, and you are right. I did allow it, and I am sorry. That's the shame that I have to bear because I did not want to lose everything around me, all that I knew. And I should have been there for you, okay? I am sorry for that. And I was like, all right, if you want to forgive, go ahead and forgive. Sometimes y'all put the church and other things so far ahead of y'all families, and I just don't understand it. But you know, that happened, and you know, he said, you chose the church over me when all I did was ever tell my truth. That's all that I did. And she was like, forgive me. And he broke down and she broke down, hugged him. That was a beautiful scene too. And I'm glad it did end like this. I didn't, you know, because sometimes in reality it don't end peaceful like this. She started asking him, you know, about his God, what did he believe? And he was like, my God is kind, loving, and forgiving. And, you know, he was asked to come to church with her before he left. You know, mind you, when he was in the park with Vernon talking about something, he wanted to leave with him. And he was like, I don't care, I will leave. And he said, okay, bitch, well, the Greyhound bus leaves at 5 p.m. So if you there, you there. All right. Now, Pray Tell had no inclinations or, you know, like he was gonna go to the church, but he do go to the church. He shows up with his mom in his white suit, and we have the choir up there singing. We got Janet up there directing. We got Jack Hay sitting in the pews or whatever, holding the seat for them. And then Janet get her ass up there and was like, "We got a special guest up in the house. You know, he come back to the Lord with us. Okay, so why don't you come on up here and you sing something for us?" And talking about prayful. Okay, so he gets up there. First, he was a little, you know, hesitant, but his mom was like, "Go ahead and sing for him, baby." You know, it reminds me of that scene from Color Purple when he's like, "Go ahead and sing. God's trying to tell you something, okay?" And so, he gets up there and he tells the pianist to sing, play This Day. And when I tell you, Billy motherfucking Porter, not Pray Tell, not Prayful, Billy Porter, he got up there and he sang his ass off, bitch. I'm sitting up here crying. I'm sitting up here crying. I said, yes, I felt that shit. I felt that shit. It is something about the music that music just does that to me. I'm just saying, okay, just chills. And he did that. And at one point, like when he was getting real into it, Vernon was looking like, oh my God, like I really feel this and I really want him. Like he walked past him and Vernon grabbed his hand, and Ebony in the audience like, baby, what? She crying too. She got tears in her eyes and she like, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna leave me? What's going on? Pray Tell snatched their hand back. I was so glad because I said, Vernon, please sit your ass down. Don't get up here and embarrass your whole family, okay? Okay, do that in private. Do that in private. Don't do that in front of the whole church. Not now, okay? Because you can't come to the, you know, come out the closet yourself and be real. Girl, he got through singing, and then, you know, after that, he met up with Jack Hay. And, you know, she was just like, do you forgive me? Because I knew what was going on. He told her that, you know, he forgave his mom for what happened. And she was like, do you forgive me? Because I knew what happened too. And I left you. I didn't step up, you know. And he was like, yeah, you know, they had their moment and I loved that. And, you know, she was looking out for him. Okay. And being that motherly and loving, I ain't gonna say motherly, but loving figure that he needed. You know, you can tell that she never judged him. You know, she continued to love him regardless of what he was. And you know, I do love the fact that the mom did say there was nothing ever wrong with my beautiful, talented boy. I said, oh my God. You know, but the Jackie, she brought out a form that was a power of attorney, and this was right. You know, she was looking out for his well-being. She said, give me power of attorney and I will make sure that whatever it is that you want when you pass away gets done. Okay. Because I know you got your people that you call your family out there in New York, but they're not your blood family and they're not going to be able to make decisions. I'll come down there and do it, and I'll help you out, and whatever it is that you want done, I will do it. And he said something about getting like a locket or something, you know, cremate him so that everybody can get a piece of him and be around him. And when he said that shit about Electra, don't get that bitch shit, okay? Because I am tired of that hoe, all right? Nagging and doing all this stuff, girl. I am just tired of her. And that was a loving moment, and I loved the way that it ended. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's not so realistic, but it is. Not everybody has a negative story. Like, I don't have a negative coming out story, so you know I can understand this, and I do love the resolve in this. Okay, I don't want to end the show on negativity. I really don't. It's already a possibility that the show gonna end and Pray Tell ain't gonna be with us no more. I said, girl, I can't take it no more. Okay, and so we see Pray Tell at the Greyhound waiting on the bus, and he see a car coming. He thinking that it's Vernon, and of course it's not Vernon. Vernon ain't finna come. And Pray Tell gets on that Greyhound and he goes on back to New York. And I don't like the way that they just pop him back up. Like last time we seen him, he was in the rehab. Now he all out and all better. You know, he back in New York with Blanca, Electra, Poppy, Angel, you know, fixing dinner for him and saying a little nice ass prayer, and you know his family, okay, his chosen family, and just being thankful for everything. We see this new Pray Tell that's very much aware and very much thankful, and I was just here for it. It was a beautiful episode, if you ask me. You guys tell me how you felt about it, and I will see you guys later. Peace. 3 more episodes, y'all. Can't deal.